Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Presidency slams senator over budget padding claim. Pencom didn't give federal government 10 trillion naira loan. Disco explains blackout in Kwara, Oyo, and Ogun. 40,000 Ogun farmers get lift. Yari annual Ramadan feeding program benefits 250,000 households. Sultan pronounces today as first day of Ramadan month. Pro-Shaibu protesters seek end to impeachment move. CBN screens banks' financial reports for infractions. And foreign investors pump $823 million into forex market. Okay, story.
I can start.
Let me just quickly take.
Go ahead.
It's a very short one. The Sultan of Sokoto, Alhaji Saad Abubakar, on his Twitter page yesterday confirmed the sighting of the moon, the end of Shaban, and the beginning of Ramadan, and he has enjoined Muslims across the country to fast, pray for the leaders and the country as well to ease out things this Ramadan.
Okay. So the Central Bank of Nigeria said they had strengthened their preemptive surveillance of the banks to unearth infractions and ensure compliance with extant rules and guidelines. They said the banks have been under intense criticism in recent periods for alleged complicity in economic crimes. This is according to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, that's the EFCC, and they had estimated that some 70% of financial crimes in the country could be traced to the banking sector. Now, financial industry sources yesterday said that the Apex Bank has rejigged its surveillance, the surveillance mechanism to appropriately focus on banks' financial statements and audit reports. And it said that each report will pass through multiple levels of examinations. And one of the sources said that the delay in the submission of the audited reports and accounts of many banks for last year might not be unconnected with the rigorous screening of the bank's financial statements. Now, banks that had approved their audited results and submitted the same for onward examination and approval by the CBN since the end of January 2024 are still awaiting final approval of the Apex Bank. They said they cannot make public their audited reports and accounts without prior final approval of the CBN. And the delay in the release of the bank's results has also put them in default of the corporate governance rules at the Nigerian Foreign Exchange as well, that most of the banks are listed at the NGX. So a lot of the banks, because they are not able to complete their, their audited reports, they are not able to just present it there. They are waiting on the CBN and they are going through rigorous, examinations to make sure that they are clean of every form of fraud that passes through the banks.
Yeah, I have the major headline. So Bauchi Central Senator Abdul Ningi had an interview over the weekend and he made some claims. He claimed that he alleged in an interview with the BBC Hausa service that the 2024 budget that's been executed had been padded to the tune of 3 trillion naira and it was skewed against the interest of the North. He alleged that the report of a consultant was revealed this padding. He also added that Northern Senators Forum, which he chairs, would confront Senate President Godswill Akpabio with his findings on the alleged padding. There are so many, allegations and accusations against the Senate president of inserting projects worth 4 trillion in the 2024 budget. But we have his colleagues, who have knocked his claims. They are saying that it's too far-fetched and unbecoming of a leader of his status. We have a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Baya Ononuga, says that the President forwarded an evenly distributed budget in which none of the 6 geopolitical zones is marginalized. 3 senators, Steve Sunday Karimi, Kogi West, Titus Zam of Benue Northwest, and Kaka Sho of Borno Central, also rejected Ningi's claims, which they described as a ruse, unfounded, baseless, and a figment of his imagination. They dissociated themselves from it. The senators are members of the Northern Senators Forum under, whose auspices Ningi allegedly spoke about. So they're saying that it is not right for him to have gone ahead to say this. It reeks of blackmail is what they said. Yeah. So.
Okay, let me take the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company. They're saying they're giving us reasons why there are blackouts in several states. That's Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Kwara, and parts of Kogi. According to this report, it said that the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company has suffered 1,450 energy theft cases in the first 2 months of this year. These are one of the reasons why they're having blackouts. She also noted that one primary factor is the low supply of gas to the generating companies, which has led to gradual decrease in available generation to the grid. She also repeated that scheduled maintenance activities are conducted in March was one of the reasons how they were able to investigate all about the theft. Furthermore, she said that vandalism, theft of electricity infrastructure, and payment apathy from customers remain major issues negatively impacting power supply. So hopefully that if these are adjusted, maybe people can have more electricity in those regions. Okay, moving on quickly now to the Punch. Schools in 14 states, FCT risk attack, says federal government. Ramadan begins today, Sultan 6 prayers against insecurity and hardship. Ogun police nab 3 for murder attempt. Blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize transmission line. All earnings rise by 450 billion naira in 2 months, says federal government. Tinubu launches student loan on Thursday. Foreign scholars seek inclusion. Only foreign borrowing can save Nigeria clear CBN debt, says EIU. And Naira devaluation fueling massive regional exports, says governors. Okay,
so I have the blackout worsens as hoodlums vandalize transmission line. The TCN, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, on Sunday declared that their Shiroro Kantape 330 kVA transmission line was vandalized, and it's the 5th time of this incident. They said that the vandals destroyed towards 70 along its 330 kVA Gwagwalada Kantape transmission line in Abuja. And this, of course, has resulted in blackout. Stakeholders are asking the federal government to now secure every point of transmission that the TCN operates because of this continuous vandalization that is happening all the time in the country.
And affecting everybody. I don't know why they think that. Do we have time to take one more story?
Yeah.
Yes, so the Ogun State Police Command has arrested 3 suspects, Monsuru Musa, Adija Monsuru, Shehu Diko, for alleged attempted murder of a commercial motorcycle rider identified simply as Tijani in Afonta area of Abukuta State. So according to the story from the police, they said that the incident happened last Monday at about 6:10 p.m. And, the motorcyclist had severe injuries on the crown of his head, his neck, and his lower lip. And the story was started when Monsuru stopped the bike man, Tijani, to take her to an area in Abukuta State. And before they got there, she said, please stop, or I have some friends that will be joining me since we're going the same route. And the bike man stopped. Then she took his phone, made a call, and 2 other guys came. That's the other 2, Musa and Diko. They arrived at the scene, and while he was just trying to, start his ignition so that they can go, they tried to strangle him using a rope from behind. So it was a major struggle. Then the lady who called the bike took a wood from the floor and hit his head. So he started screaming. Luckily for him, there were passerbys, there were people around the village who now came to the scene and apprehended those 3 people. They had been taken to the police. The police has confirmed that they are a group, they're part of a syndicate, and their job is to steal motorcycle or bikes from, innocent people who are just, moving around and doing their businesses. So, but they have been arrested and they will be prosecuted.
Okay, let's go on a short break now. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.